Gata? Acum am făcut.
Următorul nostru invitat vine din partea Agricover Credit IFN. Agricover Credit IFN este o parte a grupului Agricover. Este cea mai mare instituție financiară non-bancară activă în agricultură și locul 3 în clasamentul general al IFN-urilor după valoarea totală a finanțărilor acordate. Este partener pentru 5.000 de fermieri din România și oferă credite de capital de lucru pentru finanțarea ciclului de producție, credite de investiții pentru dezvoltarea fermelor, precum și facilități de scont și factoring. A lansat cardul fermier, primul card de credit dedicat fermierilor mici și mijlocii din România, cu focus pe asigurarea unei finanțări rapide și accesibile. În 2024 a fost lansată și platforma My Agricover, care oferă fermierilor acces online la finanțare într-un mod simplificat și eficient. Serhan Hacisuleyman este CEO Agricover Credit IFN și este alături de noi în platou. Bună ziua!
Hello!
Are 23 de ani de experiență bancară în mai multe domenii de afaceri, vorbim de retail, IMM, agricultură și comercial, și cele mai recente poziții ocupate au fost cele de vicepreședinte executiv pentru servicii bancare agricole în cadrul Deniz Bank, Emirates National Bank of Dubai, și vicepreședinte executiv în cadrul Deniz Leasing. Domnul Hacisuleyman are un MBA de la Universitatea Sabancı și a absolvit programul de leadership și antreprenoriat din cadrul MIT. Welcome again.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
How was this year? It's almost finished, 24, for the agriculture sector.
For agricultural sector, the beginning of 24 was with some expectations, because the agricultural sector had some problems, especially occurred after the Ukrainian situation. It was number one effect, and the second effect was because of the drought in some parts of the country. So the expectation is to recover past 1.5 years. But unfortunately, while some parts of the country started to recover it, again because of the drought situation, almost I think 1/3 of the country still has some problems. But you know, when we are talking about the agriculture, normally agriculture year, okay, this is 12 months, but the most important things are our autumn crops and spring crops. So the period 5-6 months is very important for Romanian agriculture. So in that 5-6 month period, where we are coming to the end by November, it is better than last year, but still we have to expect and manage for the coming 2-3 years. This is from my and my company's opinion.
For Romanian agriculture, for small agriculture projects, it was a difficult year. So they need financial support, many of them. What does agricultural financing, what this mean, how the financial support comes for the small projects or bigger projects?
Mr. Aluka, the agricultural financial world is in two parts. It seems like other sectors, but what is the main difference? First, agriculture is the sector that first you have to borrow to have your inputs, or you can take it directly with some receivables, and then you have to produce, and at the end of the day you have to pay to have the right to take that finance back to start for the next year. This is the first part, what we call it the working capital need. And on the other hand, there's a need for investment. You can increase your land size, you can increase your technology, you can improve your equipment park, you can go to some sophisticated projects like irrigation, which is also in terms of ESG important. You can have some photovoltaic in your land. These are the investment part. These are the financial needs that must be managed in mid-term. So this is agricultural finance. You have to be with the client on working capital basis, versus you have to understand your client to walk with him for the future investments. This is what differs agricultural finance, because they have a limited period to produce and to invest on next years.
A kind of a financial dance.
Exactly, exactly.
What projects need more financial aid, small or big projects?
I think
In Romania.
instead of small or big projects, first of all, there is big farmers where we have in our portfolio around 5,000, and also there are small and micro farmers.
Mm-hmm.
We are good at, we penetrated enough in the big farmers, where they have almost big projects all the time because they want to increase their land size more. When you are coming to land size investment, it's a big project because you can cover it at least 7 to 10 years minimum. But while if you are talking about some irrigation system for some part of your plot, then it can be a small project that you can cover in 3-4 years. Or if you want to change some of your equipment, you can even maybe cover it in a shorter period of time. But I think the most important thing also for the Romanian agriculture is now also invest and support the micro and small farmers, where the population is not limited with 5,000, maybe more and more in that segment of the agriculture community.
What makes you different? Your credit, your financial support for the producers, different than other financial companies?
As Agricover Credit, we are a part of Agricover Group, who also supports with inputs and agricultural technologies. On one side, we have now drones, that kind of thing. We are an IFN, we are a non-banking financial institution. And honestly speaking, in terms of non-financial institution, we are at the 3rd place. This is at one side where we are. And on the second part, in terms of the financial institutions, including banks, when you compare them, we are in the 2nd place in terms of financing agriculture. We are now financing agriculture over 3 billion RON, around 5,000 clients. But what makes us different is we only focus on agriculture. We only support the agricultural sector. So, like you say, our main niche is agriculture. We have to know everything about that. We have to understand the client. We have to understand the environment. We have to understand the climate conditions. We have to understand what is waiting us in the coming few years. Because this is our only business line. We cannot say, like, for example, okay, this year agriculture is not that good, so we can push on retail, we can push on commercial. No, we have agriculture. We are only doing agriculture.
Expertise.
So yes, we are only focusing on our clients, and our know-how is always feeding itself one by one with best practices, with know-how, with everything. And the most important thing, thank you for the question, as I mentioned before, small and micro farmers we have to support. Now the banks are supporting small and micro farmers, which is amazing. I appreciate. But
how are you different from the banks?
not only the banks also, the thing is, when you support agricultural finance, what Agricover does, it is not like our credit cards in our pockets that we pay monthly, or it is not like our installment loans that we pay monthly on the installment. In agricultural financing, the farmer or the agricultural company pays back the credits subject to their crops. And mainly there are two seasons, autumn crop and spring crop. And it is not equal. If you have your income 70% in autumn crop, then your payments, 7% of your payments is subject to your autumn crops when you receive the money, not when you harvest the product, because you will harvest the product, you will make its logistic, you will find the good client or supplier. This is like that. And what we are trying to, or we just started with our My Agricover app, What we are doing for micro and small is now the same. Yes, banks are supporting them, but with the existing credit card or banking system. We are supporting them with My Agricover app, which is an online application that they can do everything online, onboarding, crediting. And when they take the credit, they pay like our big farmers at the crop period. This is what differentiates us.
Very nice. And what are your expectations for 2025? Because in Romania, many people are not so optimistic after the elections and, you know, the political pressure and financial pressure on the Romanian state. What about the agriculture in the next year?
First of all, thank you for all your questions, because they're really dedicated to each other. The most important thing is, if you do agricultural finance, first of all, you have to be sustainable. You cannot take it as year by year, because there can be drought. There can be different conditions, price fluctuations, like it happened in the Ukrainian situation time. So you cannot take that market just for 1 year, and when something goes wrong, you cannot say, oh, just skip for a period, just watch it. No, no, you cannot do it. If you are in this business, you will take it at least for a couple of years, because it is a long run dance with your clients. So what we are saying is, in our financial world, in our bankers world, there is a word that know your customer. With my team, what I share honestly is, guys, know your customer, but please understand your customer. Because if you don't understand, you cannot do it. That's why I am telling it to you like this, because in 25, it cannot be considered as 1 year, but what I believe is 100%, suta la suta, the recovery will start. But we must be a little bit patient to support that business. Next year, I think the markets will be more stable. Also, I think the US elections will have some effect on the European part conditions. And I hope there will be less drought, or there will be no drought, that we will start recovering it. Maybe if next year, this time, we are talking about the agriculture, we will say that, yes, Mr. Elka, we started to recover and we are seeing the future more safe now.
We hope.
Exactly, because when it is like this, you see the investment loans start to decrease, because people don't feel that clear. But when it starts to recover, I'm sure next year the investments will increase. Maybe farmers will going to have more irrigation systems, which also fights with the drought conditions. That kind of things will come in the next year. But everything starts with understanding each other. This is our motto in the last 2.5 years that I started in Romania. And I think it was one of my best decisions in my career after 23 years. Now I've finished already 25, so it's going well. It's going well.
How are you going to help the farmers in the next year? How Agricover will do this? Some kind of new credits, new conditions, I don't know, for the next year, for the period to come?
Honestly speaking, now we are shifting a little bit from short-term loans, which are the working capitals, to mid-term loans, because as I said, agricultural year is 1 year. What I mean, for example, in a factory that produces some materials, you can say that I will going to increase the shift of the workers 50%, and I will going to produce more. This depends to you, and if you have necessary financing, you can do it. But in agriculture, you have the land. That is fixed. You cannot increase, or you cannot put instead of 1 seed, 2 seed. So you have, what you can do in a year is limited. What we are doing now is, we are handling in a 2 different perspectives. The problems that occurred in the previous years, we are managing it in the long term with our clients. So our new products and new understandings based on that. And for the working capital, we always try to focus on their real income flow to not to give them any problem. This is why instead of giving a new product, to understand them and to let them understand us, that we are really focused on supporting their financing and help them. If you create that trust and empathy, everything works. My 25 years teach
Working
me
with clients, yeah.
Exactly. My 25 years teach me if there is no bad aim in any credit, you don't have the wrong credit. You may have the wrong credit model, and I believe in that.
The last question is, because you have now experienced more than 2 years only in Romania, how is the Romanian agriculture compared to the Turkish agriculture?
Oh, first of all, Romanian agriculture is great. Yes, I am from Turkey, and I had the chance in my career to have 5 years in agricultural banking, which the bank was a market leader in private banks. But in Turkey, we have different climate conditions. First of all, in Romania, you have a flat land. In Turkey, we don't have flat land, so we have so many clients. In Romania, farmers are big. Crops are big. It's more industrial. In Turkey, we have vegetables, fruits, exotic fruits, everything, but with small families. That's it. This is the most important thing is here, the agriculture is much bigger. In Turkey, it is with small families, with different kinds and...
Different kind of products, different kind of business.
Yeah, mostly it is for only surviving. Agriculture is only for surviving for the families.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. I thank you.
Serhan Hacisuleyman a fost alături de noi. Mergem mai departe. Imediat. Să vorbesc eu 20? Acum o să urmeze o pauză de publicitate și o să vină următoarea serie de invitați. Avem încă 2 ore pline de maraton despre agricultură, despre provocări, despre ultima perioadă, dar mai ales despre ceea ce putem să facem în viitor. Și deja o idee s-a conturat. Iată, problema veche a depozitării, a distribuției a apărut deja în discuția cu invitații noștri. Dar pauză de publicitate și revenim cu următorii invitați.